Welcome to the end of Chapter 15, which handled our introduction to Unity's particle system, as well as all of our players' attacks and their visual effects. We started by looking at particles in general. We looked at several examples of particles in Unity, and we looked at some industry information such as the role of effect artists in video games, as well as how are effects in games different from other media. From there, we familiarized ourselves with Unity's particle system specifically. We looked at the difference between particles and their emitter, and we looked at all of the modules and common components that go along with particle systems. We also learned the difference between a particle system, i.e. one particle emitter, and a particle effect, which is a grouping of particle systems to achieve one consistent visual effect. We then modified our interface to make it easier to work on particle systems, and we created a new scene to facilitate the construction of these particle systems. Once that was done, we examined the player's lightning attack. We started off by looking at exactly how it worked and noticing that it was a point-to-point or instantaneous attack. It was also what's called a direct damage attack. We built the lightning attack hit particle effect. We created the lightning attack emitter on a special antenna game object on the player. And then we built the lightning bolt, which uses a particle effect, which used a particle system, a point light, and a line renderer to simulate a bolt of lightning. From there, we developed the frost attack, which is an AoE or area of effect cone attack. We built the frost debuff game object, the frost attack emitter, the frost cone effect, and then we integrated it into our game. The third attack we added was the stink bomb attack. The stink bomb attack, as you may recall, is a lobbed projectile attack that also has an AoE or area of effect component when the projectile hits something and explodes. We started by creating the stink bomb hit effect, and then we created a special reticule that would appear on the ground and show the player where they were aiming. This reticule looks like a texture or a sprite or a decal, but in fact it's just a clever use of the particle system. After that, we created the stink bomb attack emitter, as well as the stink bomb projectile, and then again we integrated it into the game. The fourth and final attack was the slime attack. The slime attack is a targeted projectile attack, which, when it hits the enemy, applies a slime debuff which prevents them from attacking, and also applies a dot or damage over time effect. Like the others, we started with the slime hit effect. We also created the slime debuff, another special reticule using the particle system, the slime attack emitter, the slime projectile, and then we wrapped the whole thing up together and integrated it into our scene. After all of our attacks were in place, we finished this chapter by adding the Ally Manager. The Ally Manager allows the player to accrue points from defeating enemies and spawn allies which will distract the enemies long enough for the player to make a daring escape.